Greetings, I'm Stephanie Sattin. I'm a graduate of University of Houston, master's program and a doctoral candidate at Boston University, president of the Maryland Orchestra Directors Association, and the director of instrumental studies at the Bullis School in Potomac, Maryland. This music education faculty presentation was first drafted by the esteemed Judy Palick, who synthesized the ideas of the committee. It was further developed by Tanya Smith and then revised by Karen Hendricks. I am reading the presentation on behalf of the committee. In the context of the entire tertiary music institution, the role of music education faculty or music educators is preparing prospective music teachers to teach music to students at a range of development and musical skill levels at any age and in a variety of settings. Their music responsibilities may include courses such as methods for teaching instruments, voice or general music, and basic classes in instrumental, vocal, and digitally produced musical skills. They also supervise practicum types of experiences that students have outside of the tertiary institution, such as teaching, observations, and student teaching. Expertise in research is an expected outcome of the doctoral degree in music education. In institutions with advanced degree programs, research output and mentorship are also required of music education faculty. Applying the biopsychosocial framework, the total worker health TWH model, and a developmental perspective in music education is essential for preparing the next generation of music educators to prioritize health, safety, and well-being, not just for themselves, but for the students they will eventually teach. Use of these frameworks can help transform music education classes from traditional content delivery courses into training grounds for health-informed leadership, especially in K-12 and community music settings. With the introduction of the biopsychosocial framework in music education, future music educators could be taught to recognize how physical, psychological, and social factors affect their own health and the health of their future students. There are two types of biological risk factors that might impact pre-service music teachers and their students. The first are music-induced injuries caused by biological factors such as poor biomechanics, including body awareness, posture, and movement patterns, which can affect instrumentalists and vocalists, leading to fatigue, pain, and injury. And prolonged conducting, vocal use, or instrument demonstration can also lead to cumulative injuries. The second type of biological risk factors are teaching-induced. For example, teachers are at higher risk of vocal injury from speaking than are other musicians. They may face heightened risk of hearing loss. Many music teachers develop musculoskeletal pain, vocal strain, or hearing loss due to lack of preventative training. Psychological factors include many stressors. For instance, music education students often suffer stress when toggling between their roles as performers and prospective teachers. Additionally, many music education students report mental health distress and burnout due to high credit load and multiple and competing expectations within their degree program. Once in the field, music teachers find that public performance expectations, student behavior management, lack of sufficient fiscal and equipment resources, and lack of administrative or parental support often contribute to teacher burnout. Music teachers may also suffer secondary stress and trauma from working with trauma-affected students, parents, and coworkers, especially if they work in communities with a high incidence of poverty, communal violence, or communal traumas like extreme weather events or public shootings. New music teachers are also at risk for identity stress that arises when they feel pressure to do it all and neglect their own self-care. Such psychological stressors are often caused by social factors. The culture of tertiary music institutions relegates music education students as second-class citizens to applied performance majors, resulting in unhealthy comparison and competition given at their energies are divided between performing on their primary instrument or voice and learning secondary instruments, conducting developmental psychology, culturally responsive approaches, and pedagogical methods. Once they are in the field, music teachers often work in isolated environments with few peers who understand their discipline. Cultural norms in some school systems devalue arts education, placing music educators in defensive or under-resourced positions. Such pressures can be especially high for teachers working in underserved schools or in locations where the music program has been neglected and they have been hired to rebuild it. In such cases, music teachers are often expected to work for free before and after the school day, or to provide private lessons at reduced rates or free of charge. These conditions place music teachers at risk for mental health distress because such demands lead to chronic overwork. Also, the second-class citizen status that new music teachers likely encountered at the music school is replicated in the public school in cases where music teachers are asked repeatedly to work more than their colleagues in other disciplines, often for the same compensation. Due to these risk factors, it would be advantageous to create a required tertiary music education course based upon the biopsychosocial model in which students are informed of the occupational risks of their intended profession and asked to complete an inventory of their own biopsychosocial health to demonstrate their understanding of the model. By introducing the total worker health model in music education majors can be guided to consider how to protect and promote health both for themselves and for their students within the context of music teaching and learning. In considering the health protection of pre-service teachers, it is important that they learn to evaluate and design safe learning environments, including spacing, sound levels, and the fit of equipment such as appropriately sized instruments and seats. That they understand occupational health risks across the instruments and voice, including those specific to children, adolescents, adults, and seniors. Learn to recognize the precursors and symptoms of occupational health concerns as they present in their students, what they can do to help manage them, and when to refer to the appropriate healthcare provider. In considering the health protection of music education faculty, it is important to recognize that they have many of the same occupational health risks as music teachers, given that they have often had prior careers as music teachers, and their current teaching places them in situations with similar risks. Music education faculty are spread thin because they often teach practical courses that are unrelated to their research areas. Further, music education research is also a diverse area that requires that researchers be well-versed in many research perspectives, theories from within and beyond music education, and a wide range of research methodologies. Those who attempt to conduct research on occupational health topics must have ample opportunities to receive appropriate development of professional support and research at the intersection of music education and occupational health. Researchers who have attempted to conduct studies in the areas of occupational health have traditionally found it difficult to publish in music education journals, and these topics are not always considered favorably in promotion and tenure review. Therefore, music education researchers need the support of administrators to recognize research publicized outside of the music education field and to situate the work of scholars as squarely within the concerns of the discipline. In considering the health promotion of music teachers, it is important to understand that the health of music teachers is intertwined with the health of their students. Therefore, it is important to integrate biomechanically sound movement and body awareness principles into pedagogy for health technique in order to prevent music-induced health concerns. Music teachers must be supported to become aware of and knowledgeable about their students' occupational health issues. They must also learn how to manage these issues and to teach their students to be competent in managing these issues themselves. This task is complicated by the fact that music teachers serve a wide range of students from early childhood to older adults who are learning to perform, create, and consume music in many different genres and environments, from the private lesson to ensembles, from marching bands to drum ensembles, to choirs, orchestras, modern band ensembles, and music production labs. It is important that teachers learn to integrate age-appropriate wellness strategies into lesson plans, including warm-ups, movement breaks, stress reduction activities, and vocal hygiene. It is important that they cultivate sensitivity to student fatigue levels, given that fatigue or overuse is a precursor to injury. Teachers must learn to be mindful of what activities cause fatigue, as it can be experienced differently across a wide range of instruments or voices. Further, it can be experienced differently each day, as it is influenced by a wide range of external and internal conditions. It is also critical to promote inclusive practices that support mental and emotional health through culturally responsible and sustaining pedagogy, social emotional learning, mental health awareness and prevention strategies, and trauma-informed pedagogy. In considering health promotion of music education faculty, it is important for faculty to be supported to perform, mentor, and advocate for research in music occupational health, similar to what physical education and sports faculty have accomplished over the last 30 years. They must be supported to advocate for standards in occupational health to be developed and included in national professional standards, as well as accreditation standards for elementary, secondary, and tertiary institutions. They must be supported with sufficient time and resources to create courses and curricular modules on occupational health topics to supplement standing curricula. A culture that supports the maintenance of occupational health must be established and normalized within the music education department and music school. A human development perspective is not new to music education, as child development is foundational within pre-service education. However, lifespan developmental perspective in music education can be enhanced to help future teachers align health strategies with the cognitive, emotional, and physical maturity levels of their students and of themselves as novice professionals. Such a perspective can help teachers understand how health needs evolve from elementary to high school and beyond in relation to instrumental fit, cognitive load, psychological readiness, social identity, mental health concerns, and the increased likelihood of traumatic injury. Why this matters. Music education classes are not just content delivery systems, they are places where values, habits are shaped ahead of decades of future teaching by integrating these three frameworks. Future teachers may learn to see health as a fundamental part of pedagogical excellence, not an add-on. Schools of music will be better able to cultivate professionals who will spread health-conscious practices into K through 12 education and community settings, reaching tens of thousands of students. In sum, by embedding the biopsychosocial framework, total worker health, and developmental insights into music education curricula, we ensure that future educators leave the music school not only prepared to teach music, but equipped to build healthier, safer, and more humane music classrooms for generations to come. Thank you.